of Mo Money taxes testified in front of members of Congress today in D.C.
Yeah, Michael Robinson spoke before a House subcommittee during a hearing on identity theft and income tax preparation fraud. Now, this hearing comes after congressmen from 3 states, including Virginia, received thousands of complaints about Mo Money. Those congressmen asked the subcommittee to investigate. Mo Money's 6 Norfolk locations closed unexpectedly earlier this year without giving hundreds of customers their refund checks. 10 on your side's Ann McNamara was first to investigate the tax preparer back in February.
And she joins us now live from the nation's capital with more on today's hearing. Ann.
Guys, I don't know if that Norfolk victim knows just how much of an impact he had at this subcommittee hearing. Some of those congressmen have never met a tax fraud victim face to face, and his story really resonated throughout the room. And the congressmen want the IRS to stop talking about it and do something. Michael Robinson came to Capitol Hill to stand up for Mo Money victims.
I was nervous at first, but I came through because I figured people need to hear this.
A lifelong resident of Norfolk, a city employee, a man who went to Mo Money for an estimate but walked out the door because it didn't feel right. When Robinson tried to file at another preparer, he learned Mo Money already had filed his taxes without his permission. The IRS told him he was listed as a full-time student, a female full-time student.
The name he used for filing me came out to be a female instead of a male.
And his social security number.
Yeah, his social security number.
The IRS told Robinson the tax preparer wrote his own social security number on Robinson's check, so he went to his Congressman Bobby Scott.
I think having Mr. Robinson here put a face on the problem.
Scott says the problem is Mo Money got away with it. Hundreds of people, including Robinson, still don't have their refunds.
The victims need to be made whole, and there are processes that we have not taken advantage of that the Internal Revenue could do, and I think they're going to be a little more active as a result of the hearing.
A taxpayer advocate for the IRS says it has no ability to help victims who had checks direct deposited into Mo Money accounts. When it's a paper check, it's an easy fix, but the law says direct deposit victims must fight the preparer without the help of the government. She says the Mo Money scheme described at the hearing is elaborate, involving several banks and a processor, making it hard to trace the money.
If you're clever, you can fit in between the cracks between them, and it's not clear who's watching these kinds of financial institutions.
But now legislators are watching and making it clear to the IRS people like Robinson will be reimbursed.
This is outrageous. We're talking like this is philosophy. Taking it back to them isn't enough. I want some action.
As one panel member put it, the business of fraud is very low risk and very high reward if it's never prosecuted. But Representative Bobby Scott says he is sure there is an investigation underway because the headquarters in Memphis, Tennessee were raided. But to be fair, the IRS spokesperson, even at this hearing, cannot comment on ongoing investigations. Live in Washington, D.C., I'm Ann McNamara, 10 on your side.
All right, Ann, and just wondering real quick, what is the next step here in this process?
The next step is getting the programs that the IRS already has in place to work for these victims. And the problem is a lot of the victims don't know about the processes to begin with. So what's going to happen is everyone who's come to Bobby Scott's office is going to be directed to an IRS victims advocate. And that's the way they'll start going through the process of filing an amendment and eventually getting their money back.
All right, let's hope they do. Thank you, Ann.